Hello everybody and welcome back to the shed. I have a small bit of time this evening, so I'm just going to pop back. I'm going to show you some of the things that I can put on tonight, some of the things that I need to figure out where I'm going to put or how I'm going to route. And if anyone wants to give me a hand with any of this, be sure to drop on. It's not something I've ever done before. Yeah, I suppose to start, you obviously saw in the last video we got the turbo engine fitted into the starlet. If you're only new, I suppose something to bear in mind is that this engine did not come in this car. So this car came with the 2EE, the injected earlier version of this engine, and we're upgrading it to the Turbo Glenza or Turbo GT Starlet engine. That's all in place now, but there's obviously provisions that existed in the turbo edition that didn't come with my car. So what we're going to do tonight is put on our slave cylinder for the clutch and our lines. That's fine, that's all going to be the same thing anyway. What I then need to do is have a look at my fueling. So to get this engine running, you need spark, you need fuel, and you need air. So the fuel part of it is slightly different just in the position of where my fuel filter is. It's higher on the firewall than I believe in the turbo models. It's a small bit lower. That's not a hard thing to figure out. I have my fuel in. We'll pop over to the engine bay and I'll show you what I'm thinking of doing. And then another thing that I need to figure out is the positioning of this unit here. So I believe these are boost sensors. They're monitoring air pressure in the intake manifold, and then this is also where my king lead is going to plug into for my spark. There's another unit then that needs to go with this, an igniter I believe it's called. So I just need to find where to place all of those. Now from what I can see, my fuel filter is in the way of where this actually wants to go, but we can make changes. We can lengthen these hoses or shorten the hoses or do whatever we want. I have a fuel pressure regulator here, cheap eBay fuel pressure regulator. Again, I have this so long I'm probably just going to use it as just proof of concept. If I get the route and everything set up and the lines in a way that I want, it's easy to maybe get a nicer unit if this one doesn't work, but it's going to do the same thing really, just doesn't have a fancy name to it. Yeah, let's go across and have a look at where we are right now. So if we start with fuel, I think that's really the easiest thing for me to start with, right? Fuel filter is here in the original position, and like I said earlier, this I believe would be located lower on the turbo models. Everything is the same as factory in this factory line up, factory fuel filter. What I've done is got an AN line. So this is actually a kit from Flows for an EP82, a twin cam. What I would like to do is have all of my fuel lines or as many lines as possible as AN, a nice black AN, just to tidy up the bay and kind of clean it up a small bit. This has a little 90-degree that's going to plumb in here. I have an adapter to tap into the receiver side of the fuel rail, so that'll be a 5-second job. That's that part of it done. And then you need to worry about where the fuel is going afterwards. So obviously you're sending fuel from the tank up in through the rail. It's hitting all 4 injectors, but you have to have excess fuel in the rail so that your rail will be over full, so that your injectors will never run out of fuel, and then that comes out this opposite side. In an original format there was I have one there, but in the original format it would come through the rail, return, there was a small little tiny little pipe that ran underneath the fuel rail and came out over here and fed into this line here. So that's your fuel return line back to your fuel tank. So she wants to sit in underneath like that, as an ordinary, as the factory position would have put it, right? So I'm going to essentially not use this position anymore. I have an adapter on this side with an AN fitting on it. I'll show you over here. So fuel out is now coming through here into another AN line, which is just an open line for here for the minute. That is going to go to the fuel pressure regulator, which I need to mount somewhere. I could mount it over here, I could mount it anywhere I want. And then I want that line to be nice and tidy, hidden, probably routing through the back here and then coming back into this line. So I might cut this and have it just coming in there. And another thing that I was looking at as well, is you can get little adapters to say plumb onto the hard line that converts it to an AN line, so that your AN line can actually thread straight in and be clean cut and not have any of these flexible hoses. So that's one option. Another job that I will get done tonight is I'm going to put on the clutch master cylinder and the lines. Again, they probably don't look super. There's one of them that has a bracket on it that's a bit rusty looking, but that'll all get done in time. Like I said in the last video, this is a trial run for this gearbox and this system, just to see can I get the thing running. It'll be fine, but I can go through it and tidy it all up again once I know it'll be fine. Since the last day, I have the shifter cables connected up, bolted on. I have the I believe it's a Speedo cable connected up to the gearbox there as well. And yeah, with the fuel rail, or with the fuel line, the feeder, the sender line, it's a bit long, I suppose, because it's not really intended for a starlet, and I suppose the positioning of the fuel rail on the 8.6 engines is different. But what I'm going to do is, like how it was there, I'm going to route it like that, so you'll only actually be able to see this top section of it. It's tucked in behind the throttle position sensor, and then the intercooler piping will be here blocking an awful lot of that as well, so it'll just be a little bit cleaner. And that's what I want to do with as much of the stuff in the engine bay as I can. If I can find a cleaner solution, or maybe route it in a different position to tidy it up as much as possible, that's what we're going to do. So yeah, I'll put the camera down beside me, I'll get the clutch and stuff sorted out, and we'll start in the fuel then, and we'll see what we can do this evening. So clutch is all done, is plumbed, it's ready to go, everything is tight. You saw me plumbing in the fuel feed line into the fuel rail. What I just did off camera there was actually made a new return line. So I'm just kind of feeling this out to see where I want to put everything, but at the minute I think what I'm going to do is feed into this 90 degree. You can see that I have a new line ran the whole way back along there, and what is in my head is to mount the fuel pressure regulator here. So this black line will be up here, will feed into this inlet port here, the fuel pressure regulator, and it'll sit somewhere like that. Typically on, I suppose, starlets, you'd see them on this side. Now I need to do a small bit of homework and see, does it matter how far away from the rail this is positioned? I don't really think that would be a problem at all, but I don't know. I think over here might be a nicer position. There's, I suppose, a bit of stuff going on there. I want to keep this as clean as possible, and if I could have one line hidden the whole way back over to here, it would be ideal. And then the bottom port on the fuel pressure regulators is your return dump, and as I said earlier on, that's this line here. So if this was set somewhere along here, it would just be a straight shot down to this line. So maybe something like that might work. Let me know what you think. Can that work? Should it be over this side? Is it okay being that far away? I think it'll be fine. Hello everybody, it's a different day. Another small few bits done, just said I'd update the video. I'm probably just going to splice in a couple of days worth of work, or a couple of evenings worth of work, and just show you what we've done so far, but we are getting fair close to getting this car started. So, first major thing I suppose is we just turn on the intercooler, turn on some of the piping, just to see our locations, to make sure that we're not getting anything in the way. Radiator is on, it's all clipped in and that. No fluids in it yet at the minute. I want to do a radiator flush on it anyway. But I'll obviously have to wait until the car is running to bleed that system and all that, so we'll just leave it at that for now. The fuel pressure regulator is roughly mounted. It's not 100%. I need to get another bolt in the back here. I have one in this side. I have this fuel line now fully made, so the fuel system is 99.9% complete. I just need to get a barbed fitting for this return line to plumb into the underneath of this pressure regulator. So I'll have to trim that down just so that it's going straight from this pipe straight up to here. So that's the fuel fairly much sorted. As you can see, we have a clutch slave cylinder. We have all of our lines put in. We have fluids and we have a clutch. So I was here last night. One of the boys came down, we bled the clutch, we got that running. It's a bit lighter than what I'd like it to feel like, but there's definitely no oil in the system. So yeah, maybe that's just the way it is. Also, we now have a throttle cable. So for the first time, probably in about 4 years, 3 or 4 years, there's 3 pedals in the car and all the pedals actually do something, which is incredible. it's such a small stupid thing to be able to go in and press and not have them all go to the floor, but it's class, it's very cool. What else have we done? I shortened this, so this is a little nipple here that feeds air pressure to the booster for your brakes. Originally it came up out of here, looped up, bolted in here, came down, then tied into that. I just thought it was really ignorant looking, so I just cut up the lines and shortened it so that it's not protruding and up out of the way. What else do we do? We have a drive in, so if you look over here you can see that we have a drive gone in. Now I do have a problem, because these drives are the standard drives off of the car, and the hubs are Glenza hubs that have provision for ABS. So last night when I put on the drives and tightened down our nut here, now my wheel won't spin. So it was actually, the reason I was able to know almost straight away what the problem was because of another chap that was commenting on my YouTube videos asking had I ever experienced this, but it turned out that he had fairly much the exact same issue as this. He used ABS hubs with standard non-ABS shafts, and I suppose they bind up with the bearing inside because there's probably the length of the ring too much or too little on it, so it's pulling the bearing in, as opposed to if it had the ring it'd be that bit spaced out. So I didn't put in the other one. I'd have to try and get, I suppose, a set of drives with bearings, or maybe just get the outer part of the drive with, or the outer part of the drive with the ABS ring on it to get that part of it going. But other than that, still fairly good progress. Still have a nice bit of stuff done. Still a nice bit of stuff to do as well, but we are very, very slowly getting there. I've made up a little tape list just of everything that we definitely can't forget or will destroy everything. So gearbox oil, engine oil, lumen ECU, change out the drives as we just said. I have a clamp on the fuel tank that I still need to tighten. I need to get a rear caliper bolt because one of them is not happy. Fuel pressure regulator plumb in, that's very nearly done. I could nearly peel that one off. Manifold studs, I'll show you those. Sensors and clocks, I'll show you those, and we just need to get petrol for it. So if that list went down fairly okay, it'd be good. Studs for the manifold. So there's a couple of these brand new. There's one underneath, and then there's 3 that I couldn't get out. So I have one of the leads coming down. We're going to weld down a nut onto it and pull them out and have all brand new studs in it. The sensors, let me grab these guys. As we said, our fuel filter is kind of in the way for where they want to go. I have a couple of different options. I can obviously take these sensors away from this bracket and put them, say, sitting up here somewhere and not have the big gaudy bracket, which is doable. This, I'm not even sure what this is, to be completely honest with you. I know my king lead goes to it. I can put that anywhere, and also the igniter, I can put that anywhere. But I'm going to wait until I have my wiring loom, because obviously there's connectors for all of this, and it's pointless putting them somewhere on the firewall, only to realise then that the plug going to it won't reach, and I'll have to do it again and drill new holes. But yeah, we're making steady progress. Probably going to have to slow down now a small bit. I probably won't get to the shed for the next week or so. Once the wiring loom comes in, then we'll crack on again. We'll get this thing hopefully all put together and possibly fired up. Who knows? I don't know. I could be missing more stuff that I'm not thinking of right now, which is very, very possible. But man oh man, am I excited to get this thing running. I'm buzzing. I can't wait. I'm very happy with how it's looking. There's still stuff that needs polishing and more refining in the engine bay, but we're getting there slowly. So probably a bit of a mix mash video today, just bits and bobs of what I was doing over the last couple of nights, but just an update for you all. I hope you all enjoy it. Thanks to everyone who has been picking up some of the Joy GT merch. It's been flying off the shelf, which is fair cool to see it going out to all the different parts. So yeah, I will leave a link in the description if anyone wants to pick up some stickers and support this build. If you like what you're seeing, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit me a comment, let me know what you think of the build so far, and I will catch you in the next one.